have a way out, and it is going to be the flash.
So TP for both ADCs. Betty just correctly predicting that this Ziggs isn't going to want anything but TP.
Yeah. All the SoftBank watch party.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they're looking at a tougher series than yesterday already.
The toughest.
Yeah.
The champions of spring.
Yeah.
The forever
as you'd
champions.
expect in a grand final.
Yeah.
Fleet Footwork Rek'Sai into the Twisted Fate again. We saw a bunch of this yesterday.
Yeah, and as I briefly touched on, it was Evie playing both sides of this matchup up against Rest, and he won both sides. He won as the Rek'Sai, he won as the Twisted Fate. So now RJ has to prove that he is honestly better than Rest, is what he has to prove.
Moves by Dasher. Get him out of the Mantra Q from Maple and land some damage on him. Vista cooking up something devious, but
yeah,
really
this
hard
is going to be a hook shot into Halo Blaze trade, and Maple is going to either die or be 1 HP and have to teleport back. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, regardless, it's a winning trade for SoftBank. Vista loses both sums, and you could argue that this gives Betty a bit of free time, but it doesn't really matter. Like, Betty at level 1 as a Smolder is not getting many stacks, regardless.
Yeah, I also think the moment you lock in Ziggs, your win condition is to win the rest of the map before the Smolder is a problem.
Yeah.
Rather than necessarily shutting down the Smolder.
You probably should be getting a lot of tower plates, and I mean, maybe with jungle pressure, you're going to just get a tower. I mean, Satchel Charge means instead of having to deal with that last 1,000 health of bonus armor, bonus everything from the tower, you can just execute it.
We have seen a few Smolders go for the D-Blade starts. I think D-Ring makes a lot of sense against the Ziggs. You are just fighting for wave clear in this matchup.
W is going to be a key ability. And I'm interested, we never got to see, but I'm interested just sort of out of curiosity if Betty started Q before seeing Vista go mid, or if he still hadn't leveled up. Because I feel like in the isolated 2v2, you probably need to start W. But if you saw Vista go mid, then you can start Q because Ziggs does not have pressure on you.
Yeah.
And so you can very safely walk up and last hit. If Vista was in lane, you probably can't, and so you might need W to be able to get that CS early.
Yeah. I do think everyone's maxing Q these days.
Oh, you always max it. Yeah. There's no 3 points W. But generally, in lanes that pressure you level 1, you have to start W. There's not many ways around it.
Yeah, it's just so much better for trades than the Q. You're never expecting to get multiple Qs.
Vista going aggressively, but it's actually PSG who are kind of getting the better of that trade as Marbles Bomber will go wide.
Yeah, Evie's got a gold card out.
Gingia's in deep there.
Yeah,
no way this is ever his, unless he has Smite, and he does, and Forrest doesn't, and RJ's here. Very good seismic shove, but even better unbarrel as RJ finds a double knock-up. Junjia trying to trade aggressively. Nice shield coming through from Maple, keeping Junjia alive, and a double kill now for the Karma, who lost Flash at level 1, and Dasher is going to have to flash away to avoid any chances of a triple as PSG take control of game number 2.
That 3-man knock-up from Aja was insane. Essentially just decided that fight on the spot. It looked like SoftBank, as there's a bit of a trade onto Vista, but not enough damage from either side of the spot lane. So, I mean, it looked like SoftBank had successfully turned this around. Once Dasher lands this 2-man shove that he is about to land, Forrest has to flash away, but it's a 2-man shove, but actually Aja does him one better with a 3-man flash knockup on the Rek'Sai. Evie flashes to finish off Junjia, and this is what we're talking about. This is why he had that ridiculous damage taken stat while having 0 deaths in the previous game. Similar performance. He just manages to maximize how much damage he does and still does not die. And yeah, that is pretty devastating start for SoftBank, who, when we saw them against CFO burn a flash early off of Gory in the enemy mid lane, Gory was just constantly punished. This time PSG able to play around their mid laner and protect him.
The sweep, what is it? Scrying Orb?
Yeah.
Misses. And maybe you just don't want to commit to this anyway, although Maple's coming down. Woody's also here. Junjia, though, noticeably missing. And you do just have the Smolder. You can give this over. It's fine.
Yeah, Junjie should probably just look to trade the Void Grubs.
Yeah, honestly, even if you get the Void Grubs, that is a pretty good trade considering you're the team with Smolder.
Yeah. Much earlier Dragon this time for SoftBank. So they are going to be putting the Smolder on a clock, and they definitely need to, because he is just essentially free-farmed against the Ziggs.
Yeah, while true, Maple is now so accelerated that even before Smolder gets stacked, you're probably worried about these mid-game fights.
Yeah.
Karma really excels at the mid-game.
Yeah.
Where you kind of get to the point where your Mantra Q is coming up every near on 4 seconds.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating for Vista, who blew both his sums to set Maple behind.
Yeah.
And now is roaming to the rest of his map that is very behind. He doesn't really have the option to stay in the bot lane. He's roamed now, matching Woody's roam.
And now Vista's up top, but again, as you said, it's matched.
Gonna fight.
Going
Junjie
aggressive.
no flash.
And Ignite coming through. Evie's going to be knocked up, and he is knocked up again, and then knocked up again. That was 3 consecutive knock-ups. Kind of in disbelief at what I just witnessed, but it is a kill going over, and it's going to be Junjie who gets his first of the game.
Yeah, another unsuccessful 3v3. This time it's the supports joining in. Now, Ziggs is not a terrible scaler.
Absolutely not.
But you are very AP heavy on the side of SoftBank. Even Twisted Fate, a lot of magic damage off of his stacked deck, and maybe Static Shiv.
Oh no.
Yeah, the gank mid from Evie is just going to flop as well. Vista not in range to slow Maple down. And this Karma is very hard to kill as expected.
Yeah, I mean, you had Vista there, and when you are this far behind a team with Smolder, obviously the Smolder's not ahead.
Yeah.
But the team that has Smolder is, you kind of have to start looking for things because, you know when you talk about like power troughs?
Yeah.
Smolder's power trough is about the first 21 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have to try and find something during that time, and yes, it's only 8 minutes in, but the rest of the team is spiking really, really hard, and in fact, kind of the opposite of what we saw in the match up top yesterday is RJ has got complete control in the top side.
Yeah, 2 deaths early, down 15
Up CS. Yeah.
Looking difficult.
At least one thing we can say for Evie is that we've seen him in positions where he is behind on the Twisted Fate before.
Yeah.
And he has still made it look really, really strong. And he is just such a strong player with so much experience that you don't really expect a disadvantage to really lead to all that much. He will be able to find his way back into these games, but I mean, RJ is just unrelenting.
Yeah, going to be suffering in lane for a long time though. Once you get 1 or 2 items on the Twisted Fate, as long as you get them at a reasonable time, you can start pushing the Rek'Sai back and getting prio in this lane. But for now, with how behind he is as well...
Oh, nice seismic shove. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
You look at the PSG team, right? And more specifically, Rek'Sai, Karma, Smolder.
Yeah.
We're on the patch before all 3 of these champions got turbo nerfed.
Yeah.
Just like, not just nerfed, pretty much eliminated from what they do now. Karma pretty much got removed from mid. Smolder's kind of back as we see RJ getting very low. Ghost was popped, but I mean RJ's going to be able to heal back up, and Evie actually takes a large chunk there from Junjie. As I was saying, Karma got pretty much removed from mid lane. Rek'Sai got removed from top lane. And Smolder did get entirely removed and now is somewhat back, but nowhere near the amount of power on this patch. And PSG got all 3 of those champions in one draft as Evie has been found and eliminated.
Yeah, Evie goes down 0-3 now.
And no Destiny available.
Yeah, isn't going to be making it back in lane to catch any of this wave, and Aja's probably picking up a plate for himself too.
I guess saving grace is that because it is the Rek'Sai into Twisted Fate that RG could not take Demolish. Which generally, if we see a grass matchup, you do have the Demolish on the Rek'Sai. But still, that is kind of grasping at straws.
Yeah, I guess SoftBank are just going to go for this dragon. You have to take these fights.
Yeah, they are up the dragon, and honestly, they are probably favored still, just by virtue of this Smolder really kind of not existing yet.
Yeah, no
Although
TP on Aja.
If you are PSG, you probably come to the fight and look to trade, but not actually, have any deaths. Probably not looking for kills either, but just get Smolder some stacks in this fight. Or maybe the power like that PSG. Karma... Yeah, actually it's a Malignance on Karma, actually.
Yeah, 2-0
I take
Karma.
back what I said. This probably is just PSG favored as Junji is going aggressive. Not quite at the point where he has access to the Divine, or the Sundered Sky, rather, as far as it's going to have to flash away on the Vi. Ceases and Desist still not yet available.
Yeah, and it feels like SoftBank might not be able to fight this Dragon, and this is something we see PSG do a lot when they have the Smolder on their team. They could take this Dragon very easily if they wanted to. They just take a favorable fight and then back off and not go for the Dragon. It's going to delay SoftBank's Dragon. You contest them if they go for it, and they are coming back to contest now.
Yeah, now Cease and Desist will be available for Forest, so he's going to go, and he's going to use it onto Junjia, who's not going to have the access to their ultimate just yet. CC lasting long enough, and it's going to be followed up, but Vesta's not got the damage! A kill goes over on the bot side. It was Maple picking up one for himself as well. Dasher goes wide on the seismic shove as Woody's got the footwork to work around it. RJ also teleporting down here, and Evie not having the summoner means he can't. Q lands, Marble goes down, Woody survives, and we saw a 5-0 last game. Now it's a 4, as once again PSG so comfortably ahead.
Yeah, at least Evie gets a couple plates, but it's two members of PSG surviving on slivers of HP, and again, game plan seems the same. Find and engage onto the Xin for SoftBank, but it's just not been working out in either game for them. Forrest just goes straight onto Junjia. He's got the Karma shields to back him up, though. A level up to boot, and it's maybe this shove out of the Ziggs ultimate that makes the difference here. Junjia's probably just dead if he does get hit by the Ziggs ultimate. Vista not level 6 either. Yeah, everyone goes down. Woody gets taken down to a sliver of HP by Marble here as well. Oh man, 8-0.
Just a bit of a disaster. I mean, 8-0, but you're the team that has the Smolder.
Yeah.
You're up 4k gold. You've picked yourself up once again 6 Void Grubs. So far, out of 2 games, it is SoftBank only getting 1 objective, which is that first Dragon. But PSG very comfortably ahead now in game number 2, 4-0 on the Karma. Malignance, Horizon Focus very close. I mean, even moreover, just the lane matchup that I think maybe this is just me. I'm undecided on what is stronger up top out of the Twisted Fate or Rek'Sai, specifically in that matchup. But
yeah, I feel like if it's not 0 and 3, it's got to be the Twisted Fate, but
yeah, but yesterday we saw just Evie winning both sides of that matchup.
Yeah.
So it could just still be player. It's very hard to know. Evie gonna flash Ghost. He's got the Destiny Pops. He sees everyone, and he is kiting around this, but he's hitting the RJ right now as Forrest will be going down. Although he finds a good trade for himself, is eventually answered as 4v3 as things stand. But now the 4-0 Exodia that is Maple on the Karma has arrived. Manchaku lands, Woody picks up that kill, and Maple still playing aggressively. Vista trying to cut off that minion wave, but RG's here to deny that. Knock up, damage. Dasher trying to find damage back. Fantastic barrel.
Yeah, and that should be the dive dead now for PSG, just how much damage they land onto Aja.
Yeah.
And clearing out the wave quickly. So Marble won a pretty good trade against Betty in the bot lane at least. Evie goes down again in this fight. Almost looked like he was going to make it out of that. Alive, Forrest goes down trying to save him. And just topside is such a disaster. Yeah.
Look, when you have the Camille support and it's less gold than Rakan,
yeah.
it is a struggle.
Yeah, and I mean, this was almost predictable just from that first fight.
Forrest is well overextended. Betty, not doing much damage, but almost a benefit to him as it means he's going to get more stacks as he does currently sit at 134, I think I saw.
Yeah.
Which
on track for 20 minutes.
It's honestly maybe on track for 19 because he's only just got his upgrade and he's pretty much on 10 per minute.
Yeah.
Even looking to take away Raptors as Smolder. Usually, he's taking his junglers Raptors, not the enemy teams.
Yep. And Zig's not really going to be relevant in this game, and I honestly don't think the Smolder will be either. We might just be wrapping it up long before either of the AD carries have a chance to impact this game.
Yeah.
Just because of how strong this Karma Xin are for PSG.
You have to worry, right, for SoftBank, because this game kind of feels like, I mean, 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're thinking about next game.
We have to think about next game. But, like, what do you think about? You've tried 2 entirely different drafts.
Yeah.
2 entirely different drafts. I think, I mean, tell me what you think. But in my opinion, Rek'Sai has looked like their most successful champ. More successful than Twisted Fate. We've seen him lose lanes as Twisted Fate before. We've never seen Evie lose a lane as Rek'Sai before. Dasher, we've never seen him lose a lane as Ari before.
Yeah.
Now, you could choose blue side, because they chose red side. They opted into the red side as, hold up, we're going to see Evie, I mean, almost certainly just go down. There's nothing he can do. Woody does commit the ult, as does RG on the Rek'Sai, but that's not going to be all that impactful.
Yeah, it feels like Marble's just going to be flashing out. Yeah. It's very low mana without a flash now, so your primary wave clear might not be here to defend this mid lane turret as Aja defends the top lane turret with his TP.
Right, but as I kind of was saying / asking, is what do you think they can do? I think they have to take blue.
Yeah.
I think they want to first pick Ari. I think they have to, because Dasher looked unstoppable.
Yeah.
You can probably get the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, it's puzzling for me that they would pick red when blue side, I think in playoffs, has just had the overwhelmingly higher win rate.
Yeah, outside of DCG.
Yeah, in these longer series especially.
Yeah.
We see series where blue side is winning 4, 5 out of the 5 games.
You're right. These teams in their first series, blue side won.
I think every game.
Yeah, I mean, PSG won game number 1 and they weren't side select, so that would rely on SoftBank.
Yeah,
maybe PSG picked up 1 red side win, but PSG chose blue side every time they could, and they won in those times.
Yeah, and SoftBank
I don't
did
remember
the same.
what side they were in game number 1.
Yeah, they probably would have been
I
red
imagine
side.
they were red, but yeah.
Because they were the lower seed going into that first series. So that was 4 games.
Aggressively, that is. Hexing ultimated and cease to desist. Used Maple getting locked up. No flashes. Used it in the mid lane. He might be going down. Shield coming through. Heal coming through. But shut down, and Evie's picking that one up. Woody's going to have to jump away. But Betty, all this time, is just being able to free hit. As 2 answered in return. Now 3v3 is what's left on the Rift. Vista looking for Betty, but Vista not got the damage. Super Mega Inferno rocket coming through, but not enough. And Woody able to rejoin the fray. Means another kill coming through, and a 4-for-1 is the result. Woody, despite starting that fight on almost 0 HP, able to rejoin and turn the tides of the battle.
Yeah,
only Marble living.
Aja not even joining the fight. They managed to win it. And it doesn't engage onto Woody initially, but it's switched over onto Maple, and they do end up taking Maple down and getting a shutdown. But you have to just use so much to kill this Karma, who isn't the easiest champ to take down in these fights, that Junjia just has a rampage in this fight through the backline, takes out Evie with the help of Betty. After they take down Forest, and then he's onto Dasher immediately after, flashes that shove from Dasher, and they end up being able to take him down with the help of Woody too.
What an amazing knock-up in the middle of that by Dasher, by the way. Just hitting the 2-man seismic shove in the middle of all that chaos.
Yeah, these
not easy to do.
LJL Talia, no slouch, even in these ridiculously behind games.
Yeah, right. Arya as well.
Yeah. But this one is over. Let's be real with ourselves. We were already talking about the draft strategy for next game.
Yeah, I think SoftBank have to choose blue. I think, and I don't even think it's because of Dasher necessarily, but it seems like when they find the most success...
Just before 25 minutes. Oh, just before 20 minutes, I think, Betty's got his sacks.
Yeah. Well, he beat Marble from last game. If that was the competition, I don't think it is, but Seismic Shove lands everything onto Junjia. We've seen him live these before, and he's going to live them again. No, none of this Ziggs damage is going to matter as he does have that ultimate popped, and mid lane tower will be the reward. Maybe even the Baron along with it, as most of PSG are headed there. RJ claiming this one for himself, and now coming back. Junjia, Betty already wailing on the Baron.
Yeah, Forrest, not a big fan of Junjia's Lee Sin, but turns out he needed to be worried about his Xin Zhao. And this might be a champion just worth banning. I mean, Junji has looked unstoppable. I think he's on his way to another MVP this game. Unless you give
him or Maple.
Yeah, or honestly, Aja. Aja kind of just insta-won this game with that 3-man knock-up on the Rex side.
Even Woody has just been everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know, everyone's the MVP.
Yeah,
Evie looking for something here. It's going to be that Weaver's Wall coming through. Seismic Shove is going to have to land, and now with that gold card, it means it will. Arj's going to go down, or will he? Flashes away. He gets out. I mean, this is an unkillable champion, but not this unkillable unless all the shielding coming through and Archie does survive somehow. Knocker comes through. Forrest is going to be on the receiving end of that. And despite the AoE from SoftBank, it's them who's going down. Two are taken, and Betty's in the mid-wave, taken the tower and the inhibitor. Teleport even coming through now as Evie does make his way out. No, he doesn't. He actually had to flash away. But Betty is just wailing on this inhib. RJ teleporting through. Marble does flash away. Central charge as well to make sure he survives. But Betty now with the flat. And the mum. And possibly the R2. There it is. Execute does come through. As 3 dead. Inhib taken. Bot lane inner taken. And somehow, I mean, I'm still blown away RJ survived.
Yeah, that looked ridiculous. Especially once the Guardian shield came through from Woody. To save Aja on the Rek'Sai, who is back to full HP, like nothing even happened. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous fight. PSG somehow all managed to assemble, like the Avengers, out of nowhere. By the way, Betty is level 15. Evie, the enemy top laner, is level 12.
Yeah, Betty has 3 items, but the third item, guess what it is? Guess what? But before you look,
It's Mercs.
Yeah, you saw it.
I didn't want to say anything.
To be honest, I guess honestly, he is not at the. He's got his stacks online.
He's just a spectator of this game.
He honestly does not matter. Somehow we're at Smolder with stacks.
Yeah,
and the Smolder is literally the biggest insurance policy you've ever seen because it is everyone else who is doing everything this game.
Yeah, sometimes you just win the early game and the Smolder doesn't even really
you can just play ultimate safety to make sure if this goes to 5 items, if somehow this gets extended, the Smolder will be the one that gets this across the line.
Yeah, look at the mid lane items too. Maple about to finish his Death Cap, while Dasher is still just working on his second item. And I mean, who's killing this Rek'Sai?
Well, we saw everyone try.
Yeah, that was 5. I think that was, maybe not Ziggs. Ziggs' ult was thrown at one point. So, yeah, maybe 5 people aren't enough to kill this Rek'Sai.
Evie has just been found in the mid-wave. And now 5 members strong against 4. Level advantage heavily in favor of PSG, although Dasher is somewhat keeping up. Not with RJ, but with the rest of the map for sure. Marble even. Somehow, actually, in the entire rift, Betty has the most experience.
Yeah, well, because he's just been sitting in lanes. He took an inhib by himself at 20 minutes this game.
Yeah, true. Talking about inhibs, maybe number 2 here on the top side going down as it doesn't look like there's really an answer. Obviously, there's no Baron left alive, but as the 4v5, Mum comes through, that hits nobody. 6 Void Grubs, though. Is it enough to get this across the line? Maple gets... No, he doesn't actually auto-attack the tower. It's just going to be those Hextech gates. It is the Hextech Soul, of course. We didn't really touch on it, but...
Yeah, very strong Soul, as opposed to the Chemtech of last game. I think when you're this far ahead this early, you actually end up just having to go for the good old-fashioned tutorial end. Just because you're actually not... You're very ahead, but you're maybe not strong enough to just straight up dive.
Yeah, you're not tanky enough to take tower shots, right? Like a lot of them. Maybe Arja. Yeah, no, here we go. Quickness comes through, the knock up, and everyone's taken out there. On the bot side, Vista trying to look for an engage, but he's executed. And Junji is somehow picking up a triple, picking up a lot for himself. Maybe that's just through the back of Maple supporting him, but...
27 kills to 2.
Yeah,
is
I
the
remember
score.
this briefly. It was... Are we watching a replay, maybe?
Yeah,
Is this
is
DCG versus Ground Zero?
Is this a better record? Do we have a new record?
No. Ground Zero died 40 times.
40?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's not bring it up. Let's not.
Chris Carter almost had 27 by himself. But it is PSG, of course, taking game number 2. And to be fair to SoftBank, this is something that we're seeing PSG do as well, is that they get behind early game on a comp that doesn't win late. And so instead of just trying to scale to inevitably lose,
You may as well fight.
they just balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Just absolutely